Today you will be watching the greatest God Does Like Ugly review of all time. With that being said, get something to snack on for today's video, maybe some cranberry juice or Cheerios, and let's get right into it. We're gonna go song by song here. We are gonna start this off by looking at this wonderful album cover. I don't even know what's going on here, but it looks beautiful. I like the contrast between the blues and the greens and the reds and like the beigeish browns. It's good. The whole album cover is good. And I remember when I first heard the single for this album, Work, I was a little bit like suspicious on whether the album was gonna be good. And then right before this, he dropped a like a little mixtape thing that was like pretty much like, it was the Prelux is what he called it. And I low-key hated the Prelux of this album, so I was a little bit worried, bro. I'm kind of glad that Eminem was not on this album. I don't think that Eminem and JID have like a great combination in terms of like making music that I would want to listen to. And I honestly am a little bit scared because a lot of the people who JID often features or is on features of are a little bit like kind of like embarrassing almost, you know what I'm saying? And bro, I hope you know I don't hate Eminem. I just don't like new Eminem. Like, his style is just really like obnoxious to listen to, and I think that he adds a stain to a lot of the music that he's currently being added to. With that being said though, the first song on here was when I already knew that I was in for a treat. It was called You Ugly, and the flows were incredible, you know what I'm saying? Westside, bro, when I first heard Westside Gunn insulting his girlfriend and calling her ugly at the beginning of this song, and then I heard the drums, I was tripping, bro. I found inner peace, all that stuff. With that being said, the next song on here is called Glory, and it's immediately another one of the strongest off the album, arguably the best song on the album. The flows on here were incredible. The gospel beat was incredible. There's a lot of good things to say about this. And honestly, Work is the next song, the single that he also released. And I remember I was a little bit scared when it first came out, but honestly, it kind of fits on the album decently well. You know what I'm saying? I still don't really like the song a ton, but it still has good flows, had like a lot of good things, redeeming qualities on it. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, Community had a crazy Clips verse, and I was geeked. I was geeked out of my mind. I was working in a 130-degree attic, and I was shuffling through this album because I've listened to this album like probably 3 times now. It was my second listen, and I remember I didn't even catch the Clips verse on the first listen because of the fact that I was driving to work, and I think I might have like turned it down to talk to somebody or something like that. When I heard the Clips verse on here, I was cheesing. I was happy. G's Up is arguably one of the weaker songs on here. I think he either sampled Denzel Curry or maybe used the same sample as him, but it wasn't bad by any means. I just think it was one of the weaker on the project. You know what I'm saying? The second verse, though, was crazy. VCRs was pretty good. I can't tell if that was Vince Staples on there or what, or if I'm tripping. I don't know if I'm tripping, but the voice sounded really familiar. Maybe it was Blast or something like that. I'm not exactly sure who that was, but they're pretty incredible. Skate was probably my favorite song on the album. The music was like bouncy, bro. It was, and then the yeah. That was fire, bro. Every couple of seconds we'd have one of those, and it was just absolutely beautiful. And the contrast between the high pitched part of that and then like the deep kind of synths or like instruments was really nice. And then the high pitched flows of JID, not like high pitched, but you know what I'm saying? It's a JID flow. It's not gonna be like, you're not listening to MF Doom, you know what I'm saying? You're listening to JID, it's way different. The Dr. Dot feature on there was incredible, and then Johnny Venus also cooked up. I really thought it was a great moment to have some people who are less known be a big part of a song like this and do an incredible job, you know what I'm saying? They absolutely, they knew what they had to do. They did it, and they cooked. Nobu was a nice and slow song I enjoyed. I like the vocals on here. On McAfee was a crazy contrast from Nobu. He had Baby Kia on this song, which was kind of crazy. I actually think Baby Kia did a good job on here. This kind of reminded me of when Kendrick Lamar brought out Kodak Black on Mr. Moore on The Big Stepper. It was a little bit random, but I enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? I think Baby Kia kind of cooked up. Then Of Blue is another nice little JID introspective cut. I enjoy the beat on here. A lot of the stuff on here is really good. And then next we have The K Word. And I didn't really like this song that much. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it came off a little bit weird, you know, not corny, but sometimes JID can come off a little bit like doing too much, if that makes sense. Like, he just is a little bit overwhelming at times, and it's, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if, because a lot of JID fans are probably gonna like get mad at that, and I also can't really pinpoint my opinion on it. So If you hate me because of this opinion, I apologize. I'll try to lock in and understand what I don't exactly like about it, because I feel like I kind of get in the habit of calling stuff corny if it just makes me, like, cringe. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what else to call it. You know what I'm saying? And this song didn't make me cringe bad. It was just like a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just a tiny, like just a dab of it. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, For Keeps was a great way to end the album. It had a beautiful beat, and you could tell that JID took his time on this whole project, bro. The whole project is incredibly strong in my opinion. I think that the Forever Story was a little bit better and had more structure, but the flows and production on this album were incredible. And I would even be willing to say that the highs on here match the highs on the Forever Story, but maybe, I don't know. There's a couple of really big highs on the Forever Story, but this is a pretty good album. I'd probably give it like an 8 out of 10 or something like that. I think it was a great album overall. The features on here, great feature selection by JID. He did it again. I would have loved to see like a Freddie Gibbs on here, or maybe even a J. Cole, but apparently he has some stuff with J. Cole that he could release at any moment. You know what I'm saying? He also said that the J. Cole album's going to be fire, so I'm excited for that. As well as him and Metro Boomin might be releasing some projects together or something like that again. They might be bringing it back. But with that being said, let me know how you guys feel about this album in the comments below for a chance to get pinned. And if you enjoyed this video, maybe feel free to subscribe. If not, that's cool too. We are down like 7 subscribers, which I thought was a little bit interesting. I think it's pretty cool though. You know what I'm saying? We still got a compact community, bro. You know what I'm saying? We had to lose some subscribers so we could stay underground. You know what I'm saying? Stay underrated. You dig? With that being said, I love you all very much. I'm conflicted, and I'm out. Peace. Thank you. I kind of want to make this video 7 minutes just because like it looks cooler than like 6 minutes. You know what I'm saying? I kind of like the number 7 more. I'm not gonna make it 8 though. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like that, but unless I am.